Yeah, Here we are, and we are live.
Cross fingers that this works.
I think it's going to work this time. It has been a joy-filled morning today.
As I touch my face.
Yes, I that. Apparently, Facebook has made some changes that were even bigger than I realized last night.
In the last 24 hours, yes.
So not only was it interesting to go live last night, it's also interesting to go live via this format. So thank you, Joe, for
you're welcome.
Working through all of those
technicalities. My hair's worn off my head from this one. Wow.
It's good. It's good. It's a nice learning curve. We've made some progress, and hopefully it'll be smooth today.
Maybe, hopefully, and good. Yes, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this.
I hope you guys are off to a great start today. Little PSA, if you haven't wished your siblings a happy sibling day, today is the day for it. So to our siblings and John and Marion, we wish you a very happy siblings day. We love you. And look forward to the times that we can chat and see each other again.
If you're celebrating a birthday, just drop a note in the comments.
Yeah, birthdays.
Happy birthday for anyone that's doing that. That we want to wish you and celebrate with you. So put that in the comments. If you're catching this on replay, drop in replay, share it, like it.
I love it.
Come energize with us.
So you're like bouncy. Did you even have coffee yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, we're in for a great day. So today is also Good Friday, one of those days that I feel really blessed to be on this side of the history, that we know what happens on Good Friday for us as Christians, celebrating, Christ going to the cross for us and paying the penalty for our sins. And what a blessing that is. He truly knew his meaning here in life. And Joe gets pretty somber when he thinks about it.
Not somber, just, reflective. Yeah, sanguine, reflective. This is a holy time. This is a time for us to just get in touch with this journey that we've been on. And are we living into our best? And it really ties into our theme today. 3 ways to your center. Looks like we're talking on Lisa's phone. Hey, how about that? Maybe I can share this out too.
I was hoping we could see the comments when the comments.
Yeah, sure. The comments are coming in. But so, Lisa, what does meaning mean to you? Or what's the definition in your mind of meaning?
Meaning. Really, I think for me, if I think about meaning, it really drives down into purpose and what I'm actually here to do. What are the ways that I can serve? What are the ways that I can add value? What are the ways that I can make a difference in the world? And
yeah, so that's good. I like that. I mean, that makes sense to me.
It's he's good. He's sharing it out.
I'm trying to share it out. I'm trying to love it, And then it goes away. And
that's okay. So, hey, Melanie, good to see you today. I hope it's a great day down by you.
Yeah. So for me, I look at meaning. It's a culmination of why you're here. But includes your talents, includes your skills, includes your potential that you don't necessarily may know about. It may also be something that you haven't fully realized yet.
And that is the coolest thing about potential. We don't always realize how much we have. Now, I don't know if we ever realize how much we have.
Or what it really would look like.
Yeah, because they actually say that we only use about 5% of what we're given for our potential.
Oh, that's huge.
That is amazing.
That's huge. That
that we have that much more
potential
to So it puts out like this whole big world, and I love the world of opportunity. That what could be. So instead of the what ifs. It's like, even if I try this, I can do that. And, it's like really cool.
Yeah.
So you've been full of thoughts again this week.
Sitting around, moving, unpacking, all that stuff, gives you time to reflect as you focus on some things. But for one of the things that we were taking a look at meaning through our mentor's eyes, and as part of that study was based on the book by Viktor Frankl of Man's Search for Meaning, right? So for you, if you haven't read Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist. He was Jewish. He and his family were at the time of Auschwitz, of the concentration camps, of being rounded up and shipped to the camps, along with many others, millions of others. So being stripped of who they were in their daily life. But as a psychiatrist, he was concerned about his family, but he also, as he progressed and did what they required him to do, he was studying other people, studying the guards, studying the others, how to, the different levels of hierarchy within the camps, and just keeping that in mind and thinking about that as a human study.
So out of that came the book, Man's Search for Meaning. And
because he was able to leave due to through the help of the Americans, to leave the camp, right. Free the camps. But in the meantime, his family had been put to death in those camps. So he was ready to go with them. But out of that, he found what he was supposed to do out of that tragedy. So before we get to tragedy, there's three things that maybe we can show this on the screen. We'll see here.
Hey, Lisa, good morning to you.
All right.
Is it working? That's always the interesting part.
Oh, yeah. The only thing is, got to put it in the show. And let's see if this works. So there's three ways to discover meaning in life.
Look at that.
It's going to show up, hopefully. And so by our creative action. So our creative action or deed. So sometimes when we don't know our meaning, sometimes we end up going and coming and stumbling into it. We pick up something. So I'm thinking about Born and Bred. Bakery here in town.
Yeah.
That,
so they had a dream. They had a vision, and she really loved making bread. And, she has this whole vision. I believe it is even to become part of a B&B. But as she's starting this and she started in baking the bread, people discovered how good it was. She showed up at the farmers markets, and that line, it was insanely long. It got so long that they actually had to go get a building. But people would line up long before the farmers market would even open, early in the morning, and they would just stand in line for hours until they were all sold out. Yeah. So now she's open in a brick and mortar building a couple days a week, and
they still have lines.
They still have lines that, like, they actually put the little
traffic cones,
along the sidewalk so people don't get hurt with stepping into the street or something like that. But it's really interesting to watch her build her dream. Now, as we've moved into this, Publix has actually invited her into their stores. They're selling some of her products in their stores, and that
Black and Brew, so
different
restaurants,
restaurants in town here have invited her to sell them her bread so that they could make their sandwiches out of it. So it's really exploded, and she's really found a purpose and a meaning into that skill that she had.
So she had an inkling she liked to bake, but sometimes we don't know that we like to bake, and we happen to just start off with a batch of cookies, and somebody said, "Oh, this is great, can I have the recipe, or can you make me some more?" Right?
Yeah.
And little by little, you find that point that you're brought in to create something. that others uh, will 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 appreciate and will say thank you for coming into our lives.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a matter of trial and error, you
Yeah.
know. But I really think that there's a big part of it in doing what you love.
Yeah.
So,
So if we move into, it's similar to experiencing something
mhm.
or encountering someone.
So when I started teaching, it was not my intention to start teaching at all. I had actually gone for piano lessons, and the teacher that I went to, she said, "Well, you should be the one teaching," and me, and it was just a really cool thing. So I I was honored by that. She gave me some some referrals, and I went to another teacher, and she told me the same thing. And I'm like, "Whoa, what?" And the second teacher said that she would mentor me. So as I went along on my path, she mentored me. We began to attend different piano teacher workshops, and as we did that, it was just really cool because we got to know people like Dennis Alexander, who's written a lot of music for pianists, and he has been widely recognized um, amongst the people who create the lesson materials, and he's got standard books too. But I got to see him teach. My daughter actually was able to participate in a master class with him. So from the teacher standpoint, I was able to watch him work with my daughter. I was able to be inspired by the way he played and by the way he taught my daughter, but I was also affirmed in that, in seeing his techniques do line up with my techniques.
Well,
So I
but
was,
oops,
ooh.
but whoa, the world is shaking. But it was also, you were reaffirming that you made the right decision to go to help people to follow in a similar stead.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as the years have gone by, that teaching experience led into more coaching experience, and then the coaching aspect of it with life coaching and leadership training, that sort of thing.
And people and your colleagues look to you for help. They do. For how to approach.
They do quite often. And it's brought me such joy to know that I can teach and that people respect me and they ask for that,
Well, and you help, and you can see the end result. You can see kids coming up to you, students that you've had.
Yeah, many years later. Yeah.
Oh, you were the best piano teacher. You really helped me out and
it's
believed
fun.
In me. Yeah.
It's fun to see that shift as I got into the leadership training and this life coaching too, because now people are actually, they'll bring kids in for piano lessons and they'll specifically want that aspect as a portion of the lesson. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the third way, well, really tempting fate here. The third way, by our attitude, we choose. By the attitude we choose in a personal tragedy or in our unavoidable suffering. So right now we have this pandemic going around, but this is not the first crisis. We've talked about this not being the first crisis that we've gone through. In fact, we've gone through 20 in the last 20 years. But before that, you can think about maybe you're knowing people that were impacted by polio, and way before that, penicillin came about. Because why? Because of how we chose to approach something, how we found meaning in the fact of, hey, because of this tragedy, I don't want it to happen again. For me, going to Guatemala, being able to help the country understand what leadership means, to say, hey, I have some skills, I have some talents, I have some passion, some motivation of helping people live at a higher level. And at that point, my attitude was lifting me out of a dark period. So I had a personal tragedy. It was a whole implosion. We have talked about that, but within this tragedy, people find meaning, or we hear of children saying, so and so passed away. I can't bear somebody going through this again. and they dedicate their
Step
life
up
to
to the
it.
plate.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't necessarily have to be a tragedy. It could be anything that makes us uncomfortable. So, when we're uncomfortable with a situation, you can look at things like a light bulb. The things that we take for granted now came about because somebody thought that it would make life easier. They were frustrated because something, turning in a chair, these spinny chairs, you gotta love them,
The luggage with 4 wheels. Yeah.
Yeah. We have some amazing and great creations that came about because people were frustrated. People wanted to make life a better way. And I think, when they find that piece of meaning in life, it comes about, just due to an uncomfort or due to a tragedy. So,
Yeah. So Viktor Frankl says every man is questioned by life, and I like this because this really speaks to us in this experience, in this journey here on Earth, and he can only answer, she, whatever, can only answer. The person can only answer to life by answering for their own life.
mm-hmm.
You can't answer to life by saying, well, so and so had a great life. So and so had a great life, and I'm good. My child had a great life. No, it's that we each have a part in this journey to bring forward our best, to bring forward our potential, but we can only respond to the life question, to that question by life of what do you bring me? What do you bring forward? By being responsible, and yet that at times like this almost becomes a weakness to us, our responsibility.
It does, because we decide we really have two ways of responding in a situation like this. When we're facing these uncertain times, we respond either by shrinking back and not being confident in who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily moving forward. We just kind of, this is life, maybe feel like we don't have as many responsibilities, even though I think our responsibilities are greater. During these times, I think we have to be stepping up to the plate, going above and beyond. And I think that it's also our time to grow.
Yes.
Kind of even like this morning when we were trying to get into the Facebook Live. We did a whole Facebook Live, you guys.
A whole half an hour.
We did this whole Facebook Live, and then we found out it didn't work. But it's about that process of learning and growing, stepping up to the plate, going above and beyond in what we've been called to do, that we find our meaning in life. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I was exiting out of that.
Oh.
So, sorry, you're still alive. Through the magic of one of the. So where does that leave us? So you can apply right now. You can go in and say, maybe I need to take a look at what's meaningful to me. What is my life really coming to be?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we define it by the children we bred, or we say
we can't find our meaning in other people, or other things. We have to find it within ourselves.
Right. We need to be able to put out ourselves, to value the essence of another by recognizing the potential in that person way before they do, helping them to be enabled to, or empowered to do that.
Mm-hmm. So we have this program that we've been working on, and I think it's finally the time that we get to share it. It's the time that we get to invite you to join us. It's going to be a 5-day program that will come to you for about 10 minutes. I think the videos will be
10-15 minutes.
10-15. Yeah, we gotta stay focused here. So about 10-15 minute videos, and then there'll be a workbook that comes along with it. And it's really all about discovering more about who you are as a person. And you had written this up really nicely, Joe. And I just really want to pull that up, how you said it, because you did it well. It's about discovering the power of who you are, which is really cool.
Yeah.
We're problem solving from the inside out, because that's what we do as coaches. People don't always realize it. People think that coaching is kind of like a band-aid sometimes, but what we do is we get to go to the inside, and we get to figure out what's really going on in your mind and help you to come about it, and bring that out so that you can rise above your challenges. Um, there's one on confusion. There's one on the myths of taking risks. And really, the final one is about riding through the fears that we may have, those questions, those bogus stories that we tell ourselves that hold us back from living into the adventure that we dream. So, what we want to do for you is to share this 5-day series with you. It's going to start on Monday. So, we're pretty excited about that. And we're excited because we get to give it to you free. And it's
because you think during this time, it's more important for you to get going on it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So as we do that, there is a link already on the page, and perhaps we'll put a duplicate link in the comments here just so you don't have to go searching for it anywhere. But you'll be able to see this picture. I think Joe's actually going to put it up on the screen, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up here on the
so
screen.
You know what you'll be looking for. And you'll be able to go to this bit.ly link, which is just a shortened link. So you don't have to have a long address. You can click on the link, sign up. It's just a name and an email address, and that's only for our purposes to send you the materials. It's for nothing more than that.
And every morning it's going to be released so that you can go out there, pull it, and it's going to be available. So if you can't get right to it in the next, that day, you have a little bit of time, to the end of the month to take a look at them, to work on, and it's a transition. It's a point of finding your creativity, finding your meaning, and then using that through some of the things that Lisa mentioned to really get to ride that fear, ride it to your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful program. It's a well thought out. It's helped, a lot of people go from the point of this confusion, of this point of not knowing, this uncertainty.
Yeah, because we don't want to stay where we're frustrated, and we don't want you to have to feel like you need to stay frustrated, especially in these times that are feeling like, I'm just stuck in the house, and my family's driving me crazy. I can't get away from them.
So this is the 5 minutes.
Bathroom.
This is the 5 minutes for you. And feel free to share it with your family.
5 minutes, huh?
Well, the 5 minutes of work.
Oh, okay.
10 minutes to see the video or whatever, and 5 minutes of
sure, it's a few minutes for you.
A few minutes of actual thinking thinking into your I am, thinking your creative power, thinking into how to leverage confusion at this time.
Right. And I think it's also something that you could do with your family, so that's a beautiful thing. You can take it for your time by yourself, but I think it might be something that you'd actually want to share with your family members, especially if they're teens or older.
This is a $500 program that we would break up each of these segments and spend a lot of time. There's be a workshop on each one of these, or a weekly lesson. Some additional time, some additional activities. But we're giving you the essence here. We're giving you
we're giving you good stuff.
We're giving you the good stuff. We're giving you the ability to really take a moment and say, this is the time. This is the time I want to empower my life, so that when the uncertainty goes away, when we get back to the new normal, that we can, that you, that my family can move forward even faster, to have success, to rebuild or build something new.
Yeah. So looking forward to sharing that with you. And you can probably exit out of that screen.
Oh, okay. I'll stop the share here.
I just want to be able to say goodbye.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
We always appreciate you and the messages that you sent to us. We're looking forward to seeing your photos, however you're celebrating this weekend,
Yes.
Whether that's Easter celebrations, Passover, or otherwise. Looking forward to what you're doing to celebrate life in these times. So thanks again for joining us.
Even if you're doing a little bunny rabbit, it's the new trend: is dress yourself up as a bunny rabbit and share out your picture.
It is?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm behind the trends.
Draw some ears and stuff on your face. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a new challenge to dress you up like a
That's
bunny.
Right. There we go. A bald bunny.
Okay, that's almost as good as a lucky rabbit's foot. Not quite so lucky.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But anyways, it's been fun being here with you, Lisa. And again, we'll be back now that we got this kind of figured out. Until Facebook breaks it again, we'll be back on next Friday.
That sounds great. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
See ya.
Blessed weekend.
Yep. Bye.